Hello, welcome Akora community. I'm here with one of your own, one of your favorites. Indeed, you know him too well for me to even do the introduction. But then, for purposes of I need to do it. This is Akora Kwesi Somwa, one of the men who is standing the fort and filling in the gap strongly, advocating that Akoras come back to school. So now, on my quest to deliver, to get the real fact and the truth behind why Akoras, the Indomie generation, the Gen Z Akoras, find it very difficult to come back to school, I decided that why don't I talk to this person who has been to the school, and let's ask him, why did he find it so interesting coming back, and how can he brand it for others to also come back? So Akora Kwesi Somwa, I want to ask you, why did you come back so soon after completing?
Thank you so much, Darren Foster. I think this is a very, very interesting question. I'm usually always the one talking to people and asking them the question. So it's a very different feeling to be the one being asked the question this time around. But hey, it's a good one, and I love the question. So yes, why come back to Achimota School? Why is it important for Akoras to here and then or once in a while drop by Achimota School, come for school programs, come for school functions? You see, the thing is, it's all a thing of network. I'll just lay the emphasis on a thing of network, because you see, people are more important a lot of the times largely than money. A lot of the times. You see, trust me, I know people who have done certain degrees, as in university degrees and all that, certain extent, who would not be able to get to a certain level unless they meet a certain kind of people. Usually that's how things work. You see, especially in our part of the world, not just in Ghana, not just in Africa, worldwide. You need to know somebody. You need to know somebody. There must be a somebody in the knowing. You understand? You see, so that's how it usually works. So that's why coming back to Achimota School, for me, well, first things first, I wanted to teach. So then that was one of my main motivations. So then after wanting to teach, then where best to teach than my alma mater, Achimota School. So that settled it for me. But for the regular, not regular, but for the Achimotan or Akora, who is not necessarily planning to come to teach, which would bring him back to Achimota School, but who would want to come for school programs, school functions, they should. Because you see, you come for these meetings and you are sitting with industry players. You know, you come for an OA general meeting and you are sitting with former vice chancellors of various universities. You're sitting with big time business owners. And you see, the interesting thing is, you can easily approach them at an OA meeting because they identify as one with you. But you cannot easily walk to their offices for an audience with them. It will usually not work. You have to book an appointment. A series of appointments. And you need to be interviewed before you... it's a whole series of... A lot of times you will not go past reception. You know, but you come for an OA meeting, you are sitting right next to former vice chancellor of the University of Ghana. You can have a conversation with him. He's more ready to listen to you at that point. But you meet him regularly in town and you're lost. I mean, he has a host of people to attend to, you know. So Achimota School, attending Achimota School is a privilege for all of us. I know a lot of my mates and people who would say, oh, it was stressful being at Achimota School. Yes, there was the stress part of it. But we've exited. Let's leave that mentality of it was stressful behind. Let's go to the advantages, the positives of being in Achimota School, what it has to offer. Now that we've left the school, the kind of people that we met in Achimota School, what are they doing? What kind of big things are they doing now? How is it going to be beneficial to us if we connect with them? That's what coming back to Achimota School does. And really, that's why Akora Back to School was established.
That goes to you. That goes to you. But it's quite surprising that I believe and I think that, you know, the actual fruit of the labor which you bear on the Achimota School campus is actually experienced or best tasted when you leave the school. You know, your friends where you were, you know, bad boys with you, bad boys vibing, and one day you meet, oh Charlie, then before you realize, out of the blue, you know, you get something to also take you somewhere. But then, what do you think is one of the major challenges that stop Akoras from coming for OAA programs? And what do you think can be done to also, you know, revert that
thing? Okay, I think it's, people would usually say, I think it's two main challenges. First thing is a lack of value for the OA programs. People don't see the OA programs as powerful. People usually see it as just an alumni meeting, a school I attended, having a regular meeting. You don't see the value, they don't put value on it. You see, you need to come to understanding of the value of the meetings, and that's what will help you to actually come for the meetings. Secondly, people will tell you that maybe distance, they are somewhere, they are far off and all that. You see, when you put value on, so really I think it comes down to one thing, is the value. You're not putting value on the alumni association. If you value the thing, no matter how far you are or near you are, you'd actually try and partake to a certain extent.
We should put a price tag on the,
Yeah, people should just value the whole OAA, body. Because there's a lot of it. Let me tell you a quick story. This is how even the Accra Back to School enterprise started. My producer is behind the camera. He can attest to the fact.
Okay.
He and I are Chris from the same year group, together with Sandra, who is also an Accra. Now, we started this enterprise together. Look at how we started. One time I was scrolling through Instagram. Then I saw his Instagram post. And I remember that, I know Hagan from school. We used to be on the same compound. I was in Kwapon, he was in Fraser.
Okay.
So I actually just casually decided to say hello to him and be like, yo, Charlie, it's been a long time. How many years ago that I spoke to you? So that was just it.
Okay.
A few weeks later, he messaged me that he has an idea, a concept that he wants us to begin to work on.
Okay.
And it was Accra Back to School. Now, if I had not messaged him, what makes you think that I'll be the one to come on mind when he wanted to start the project?
No comment.
You see, exactly. Because I hadn't been in touch with him for the longest time. But I messaged him, spoke to him, and all of a sudden he felt like, oh, I think I should say these ideas. And you see, I told him that I was back to Achimota School. So then that's what even made him think that, oh, you're a good person to connect with. So you see, connecting with people through these OA meetings and connecting to basically Akoras is very important. Whether you find yourself on Legon campus, Tech campus, in the work industry, wherever you find yourself, try and connect to an Accra. We are one. That all may truly be one.
Sure.
And they have something to offer.
And there are crafts everywhere, surprisingly.
Everywhere. It's
a whole yibi on it.
Sure. We are something.
Everywhere you pass, there's an Accra.
There's an Accra.
So there's a benefit to having, connections with them, because you meet this Accra, he introduces you to this. Oh, and before you realize, you have landed yourself in multi-million, billion, quadrillion, business to help you. But so your parting comment.
Yeah.
What do you think should be done by, let's say, the OA body?
Yeah.
What do you think they should do to make OA programs more price tag or, as I said, value worthy for Akoras to come back?
Okay. And I would like to say most especially the younger Akoras. I think the older Akoras do quite well coming back to Achimota. It's the younger Akoras who don't really do that.
The generation Akoras. My problem, people.
So I think what can be done is, I think we should set out to organize more programs that are young people centered or targeting the younger generation of Akoras. You see, one thing about the older generation is they spent more time in Achimota School. They spent like 6 years in Achimota School. So there was more time to bond. The younger Akoras spent 2.5 to 3 years in Achimota School. So in all that time, our minds were fixated on our books. We need to pass our WASI or SSC. That's what we're thinking about. You see, so that's one reason why they love the school more than the younger generation does. So what do we do to bridge the gap? I think the OA should begin to, the OA does super. Trust me, OA does amazing. What they could probably add is to do more programs, more conferences, more shows targeted at the younger generation, so that we all come back. And you see, when they do such shows, we on our various platforms will pick it up and would also spread the word. And by the time you see people and let's do programs targeted at various people. You do a wonderful gospel rock show for those of us who are interested in gospel rock shows. You do, and for those interested in that one, targeted programs at targeted people. And Charlie, I think that should bridge the gap.
So in bridging the gap, what we should try to do is we should find innovative ways of pulling each and everybody from their different sectors together. So maybe we can have Accra lawyers hangout or Accra's bankers,
awesome.
Something like that. Because if we are all in the same industry and perhaps we are all meeting, it should be more enticing for someone who is a maybe young, promising banker or lawyer to get connections with older people in the field to build better rapport. So I think the OA Accra community should take care of that one. So I'll leave that in the hands of the OA Secretariat.
Very, very able
that
OA.
They should look at it with a different lens, and perhaps it should be able to enhance the whole process. So for today, I've had with me your one and only Accra Kwesi Songwa, who needs no introduction, who begs for no introduction. But for the purposes of myself and myself only, I had to do it. We've been with him and we've had a very interesting discussion on why we should, as Akoras, come back to school, not only to support, but at least just be there, show your face and network, because the person who is not networking is not working. And you never know where your network will lead you to. Perhaps your network will give you a certain network. Take it from me.